Hi guys, I am Norlane. This is CNN Learning Hub and welcome back to our channel. To start the discussion of stories for Arabian Nights, first we have the story The Vizier and the Sage Duban. Let's start with a summary of the story. Let's go!
The Vizier and the Sage Duban. King Duban had leprosy, a chronic infectious disease caused by Mycobacterium leprae. The king had all kinds of worries when he felt he would not be cured before it was too late. Fortunately, a young sage named Duban offered to heal the king, even without using tonics or ointments. The sage succeeded in curing the king and gained his trust. The king treated Duban so highly that the king's vizier, or chief advisor, grew envious of how Duban was treated. He devised a plan to badly influence the king, saying that if Duban can cure the king, he can also kill him if he wishes. The vizier was successful in brainwashing the king, which resulted in the king planting doubts in his head regarding Duban's intentions. He decided to execute the poor sage. Duban fights for himself but gives in and accepts his fate in the end. Before Duban was beheaded, he gave a book to King Duban, saying that it contained the formula for curing his illness, so that even without the sage, the king would be well. The king accepted the gift of Duban, yet still pursued the execution, and Duban's last words were, "Allah shall slay thee." After beheading Duban, the king scanned each page of the book and found nothing. Nothing was written in the book. As the king browsed the pages, he wet his fingers to turn the pages, but little did he know, each page was covered with poison constructed by the sage Duban. The king realizes this, and minutes later, the king dies due to the poison being consumed by his body through his fingers and lips. The story ends with Duban's and the king's death, while realizing that he killed the man who helped him. For a more detailed story and analysis, check the description below and visit the links provided so you can read it and give your interpretations as well.
After the summary, we will now proceed with the plot analysis. The Vizier and the Sage Duban is a side story told by the Fisherman in another story entitled The Fisherman and the Jinni. The story explored King Duban's illness that was cured by a sage named Duban. However, the king's vizier had wicked plans to sabotage Duban's good deeds to the king. For our exposition, King Duban has leprosy and was worried that he might not be cured right away. The king had all kinds of worries when he felt he would not be cured before it was too late. For a rising action, the sage Duban offered to cure the king without using a tonic or even an ointment. For a climax, the king was cured, but the apprentice of the king, the vizier, grew envious of the king's treatment to sage Duban. The vizier had brainwashed the king Duban to think that if sage Duban can cure the king, he can also kill the king. Our following action involves the sage Duban accepting his fate when the king ordered him to be executed. Duban presented a book to the king so he can heal himself after beheading the sage. Lastly, for a resolution, after the sage was executed, the king found nothing was written in the book, wetting his fingers while browsing the pages. The king did not know that the pages were brushed with poison, so as he browsed the pages with his hand, he is licking the poison in his fingers. The story ends with the death of the king and the sage. For our conflict, we have man versus self and man versus man. Man versus self is shown when the King Duban doubted Duban's intentions and had internal conflict whether to truly put his trust to Duban or trust the vizier's untruthful words. Man versus man was shown when the King Duban orders Duban to be executed, and when Duban took revenge by putting poison on the gift he had given to King Duban, which killed the king in the end. For our themes and symbolisms, we have trustworthiness and treachery. the lack of trust of people towards strangers, which was represented by the King Duban, wherein, even though the sage does him good things, with a single doubt, his impression about someone can easily be manipulated. Treachery is represented by the Vizier, wherein even the most trusted individuals can betray you and lead your life to misery due to their selfish desires and inconsiderate wishes. For the moral of the story, be grateful for what you have and will have by avoiding bad influences that bring misfortunes. This is because as we become ungrateful, it leads to unjust actions and behaviors, leading to situations we fail to control. Thus, we should be thankful for everything we receive from others and never inflict harm on those who truly intend to bring us goodness. This has been CNN Learning Hub. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more updates. Thanks for watching and see you on the next.